Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jess, and today we are going to talk about one of the most important skills in this real estate industry, which is, of course, listings. So, real estate listing secrets. For over a decade, I have personally built my business focusing solely on listings. Now, don't get me wrong, my team does service our buyers, of course. But I personally only work with sellers, and I'm to the point now where I refer all buyers just completely out. So why? Because when you build a business that is heavy on the listing side, it changes everything. And I fully understand this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of skill. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh my gosh, I love working with buyers. And there is nothing wrong with that. I actually love working with buyers as well. But here's the truth. Are we building a business based on profitability, freedom of time? I, of course, enjoy working with buyers. I like showing homes, but I like my family and I like hobbies and I like my time more. So with that being said, if you are still working with buyers, that is awesome. At the same time, learning to master the listing side of things is going to give you predictability in your business. It's going to give you leverage, and it is going to give you so much time of freedom. I mean, it changes everything. So moving forward, a listing-based business works in any type of market, whether it's a booming, balanced, or shifting market. That is another reason why I am really, really big. If we are solely talking about a business owner and really looking at the industry, being really heavy on the listing side. Again, I've been in the industry for 20 years, so I have been in a lot of different markets and some really strong buyer markets. And here's what I can still tell you. I would rather have a lot more listings than a lot more buyers. It has always, over time, been the best type of business. So again, you can work both, but having a good base on the listing side is really, really important. So now here's what most real estate agents don't realize. There is a lot of skill to being a listing agent. There is skill to setting up listing appointments, and there's an even greater skill to actually winning the listing when you are at the table. This isn't something you just wing. It is a process you must master if you want consistency. If you could do me a favor and just pause for 2 seconds and hit subscribe, I would be super grateful. Of course, I am going to continue to provide value and give you additional information. So hit subscribe so that you don't miss any of those videos moving forward. So let's be honest. Every seller you sit down with already knows other real estate agents out there. Some of them know several real estate agents, up to maybe even 10 real estate agents. The competition is always there. So the real question is, how do you position yourself to win the listing every time you walk into a seller's home? Here's what I've learned over taking hundreds and hundreds of listings over the years. If you have built a referral-based business, most of the time you are not competing, but sometimes you are. Your past clients, the relationships you've nurtured, the trust you have built, the consistent touches you've made, those things set you up to win long before you even walk into that door. So just know that what you do before you even show up is huge. But if you are competing, you have to separate yourself from the pack. And here's the secret. That separation starts before you even knock on that seller's door. This is really, really important. So many people spend so much time on the fancy listing appointment, telling the seller how wonderful you are, and I actually take a complete opposite approach. With that being said, let me break down my exact process step by step. The very first conversation, the way you communicate and frame the value you bring from the very beginning sets the tone for everything that follows. Next, pre-qualifying. You are not gathering information. You are showing confidence, professionalism, and leadership right away. I always look at a listing appointment, and really even a buyer appointment, is that I am also interviewing them. They're not just interviewing me. We are both seeing if we are a good match for each other. And I think taking that approach and making sure that this is an appointment that you actually want to attend and doing that the right way, of course, is really, really important. So pre-qualifying that listing to make sure it is somebody that you actually want to work with, that is really important before you go spend 30 minutes to drive to an appointment, spend an hour, hour and a half at that listing appointment, plus all the prep you did before, and then the drive time home. I don't know about you, but my time is important to me. So to make sure every appointment I go on is an appointment that I want to take. Next is reminding them of the appointment, not just confirming it. So the difference here is a subtle but powerful. A reminder positions that you are the authority. A confirmation makes you sound like you are seeking permission. So again, we are just basically reminding you of your appointment. Of course, my client manager is the one that does that. There's an approach to that's really, really important. Next is the pre-appointment email. This includes, of course, a video introduction, a pre-listing packet information, so they already feel connected to you before you even walk into that door. Again, if you are competing with 4 other agents, how many of them do you actually think are going to do all of these steps before they even actually get to the door? Next, of course, is the pre-listing packet. This is a physical, tangible piece that builds credibility and gives you an edge over other agents who show up empty-handed. So before I even show up, they are getting, obviously from my team, they're getting reminders of the appointment. They're getting an email with a video. They're getting a pre-listing packet, and just really making sure that you're doing things before you even get to the door so that they know about you. The other reason we're doing this is because when I get to that appointment, I hate to tell you this, that like people don't want to hear how great you are. That is not the strategy to get listings. They want to work with someone that they feel confident is going to net them the highest price possible, move within their time frame, and provide awesome service. They are going to go with the agent that they also, of course, feel like is the very best agent for the job of selling their home. So separating yourself from the other agent, being confident when you walk in that door, being confident in your entire process, sets you apart from the other real estate agents. So again, the pre-listing packet is really important, and what goes in that is there's a lot of strategy to that as well. Making sure that you're putting the right information in there is really important. Next is the follow-up text before you drive away. So every time, regardless, let's say I take the listing in that moment at the listing appointment, or they call me the next day and said, hey, we'd like you to come list our home. Either way, I'm shooting them a message before I even drive away. If you don't leave the home again with a signed listing, just don't hope that they give you a call. Send a professional, thoughtful text message to both owners before you even pull out. That just personalizes the touch, makes a huge difference. Let them know you're absolutely confident that you can get their home sold and that you would be thrilled to work with them. Next is a handwritten thank you card within 24 hours. Most agents skip this. It just sets you apart. All these little steps, and some of them may seem little, but they compound. And all of these little things the other agents aren't doing. So it shows professionalism, it shows respect and effort. From there, you move into your structural follow-up process until the listing is yours. And then, of course, yes, do we show up to the listing presentation? That's a whole nother video. But do we show up to the listing presentation prepared, organized, knowing our listing presentation? Absolutely. Really making sure that we set ourselves apart is what makes the difference. Regardless, if you think you're the only agent showing up, I show up for every single listing presentation the same. Even if it is my best friend's home, even if it is my mother-in-law's home, I am doing every single step. If I have sold 10 homes for this client, my listing presentation is exactly the same. When you follow this system, you will find that sellers see you differently. That is the goal. They view you as a professional who takes the process seriously, not just another agent hoping for a signature. And here's the big picture. Building a business around listings is how you scale, how you leverage your time, and how you build a predictable referral-based business that actually lasts. So ask yourself, are you running your business by design or reacting to the day? If you want to win more listings, it's time to implement a proven, repeatable process like the one I just shared. If you got value from today's video, do me a huge favor. Hit like, hit subscribe, drop me a comment. And then again, the truth is you don't have to be the best talker, the most experienced, or even the top producer to win listings. You just have to show up more prepared, more confident, and more professional than your competitors. That is how you win. Also, you are going to make the appointment, of course, about them and not you. What's important to them about the process? I think too many salespeople show up and talk so much about how amazing they are instead of being curious about what's important to that client and being curious on what's important and making sure that you are designing your listing presentation to what's important to them as well. That is how you win listings. So again, please hit subscribe, shoot me a like, a comment, and if you are a real estate agent out there that is absolutely serious about going to the next level in their business, book a call with me personally, and I will see if you're a good fit for my program. Have a great day.